Monday, May 6th, has issued a high risk of severe weather, and it is confirmed that it is causing damage. Again, it's this little area right here. If you are in this area north of Parkin, Now, hello everybody, my name is Christian and welcome back to Skycast, and today we do have a little bit to talk about, including extreme fire danger that does persist across portions of California, as well as that extreme cold temperatures expected across most of the CONUS. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, here we are looking at weather-wise, and this is the area that we are looking like for that fire danger concern. This is going to be across the Oxnard-Santa Clarita area, just north of the Los Angeles metro area, and this is a level 3 extreme risk of fire. The Palisades fire and the Eaton fire, both of those which are currently somewhat contained but still pretty damaging fires, those were sparked by an extreme fire risk. So this is definitely a concern to be taken seriously. That risk for the level 2 out of 3, the critical risk, it extends all the way up into portions of Santa Barbara, all the way down into portions of San Diego. And then even as we shift on to day 2, that extreme risk does go away, but that red 2 out of 3 still exists through this area. So lots of fire danger that has persisted over the last few days. Definitely could see a significant fire or two pop up out of this. And if we are kind of talking about how these fires do spark, give or take a little bit, usually throughout the year there is a high pressure ridge that does sit out here near the Pacific that usually blocks rain from portions of California, and things such as atmospheric rivers or just heavy rainfall or all that come out of the Pacific, and that is why Oregon and Washington does get so much of that rainy weather. But as we get into portions of the wintertime months, that high pressure, depending on where it goes, it usually does go away from the California area, and that helps with moisture to come into the California region, and which is why California usually gets 90% of their average rainfall from their wintertime months, because that high pressure ridge does disappear. But it's been a little bit different this year, and they have not seen as much significant rainfall totals. And when you combine that with low humidity as well as pretty significant Santa Ana winds gusting even up to 100 that was reported. There was a report from somewhere up in extreme higher elevation of almost 200 miles an hour. I can't confirm that. I'm just saying what I saw. But those are strong winds. When you combine that with low humidity in the single digits, it makes things extremely dry, and it helps with the burning process. If we are looking on watch duty, you can see the Palisades fire and the Eaton fire are both on here, and some of those level 3 out of 3 risks still exist. For the Palisades fire, it's about 17% containment, and about the Eaton fire, it's about 35-36% containment. Containment simply means that the forward movement of the fire, it has been contained within an area. So that does not mean that's how much has been put out. It just means that somewhat of the movement has stopped. So hopefully LAFD and areas nearby are able to get this fire out within the next few days. Hopefully all that does good. If another fire sparks, it could be bad, so it's definitely something to keep an eye out. Tune into your local weather forecast offices, and as well as that, stay weather aware with your National Weather Service offices. Now, another fire that we did have last night was the auto fire, and a level 3 out of 3 go risk was issued across portions of the Santa Clarita River. Thankfully, forward motion was stopped, and the fire area was kept relatively small, and since have almost been put out, which is a good thing. So all that is kind of in the clear now. Still just kind of zooming out and watching for the Palisades fire and the Eaton fire that are both out here still. Now, I do want to shift over to temperature really quickly, because things are about to get sincerely cold across a large portion of the United States. Temperatures well into the single digits, and wind chills even into some portions of the negatives will be possible into next week and next weekend. You can see that 90% chance of temperature being below normal being issued across Louisville, Evansville, St. Louis, even the Jonesboro area. That darker blue, but that 80% chance exists anywhere from Minnesota, Fargo, Wichita, Kansas, Dallas, Texas, all the way up into portions of the Pennsylvania area and near Cleveland and Pittsburgh. So that is significantly cold temperatures for a huge portion of the area. And even some of those lighter blues, those 70s, those 60s, those 50s, they extend all the way up into New York, all the way over into Washington. The only area really seeing above average temperatures will be California, and I do feel bad for them because they are the only area, California and Nevada, that is seeing these more above average temperatures. But for the most part, all of the United States will be seeing some sort of temperature drop once again into the negatives, wind chill wise, possibly even temperature wise, depending on how strong this cold front does hit. Now, one thing that is for certain, a huge cold front is on the way that could very well be impactful for a lot of people. What isn't able to be quite ironed out right now is the precipitation or the low pressure systems that could give us that snow with these extreme cold temperatures. And as we play the GFS, we have few showers every now and then spreading across Kentucky, Ohio, Pennsylvania, all the way up into New York, areas of like that. And then obviously towards the higher elevations, towards portions of Wyoming and Idaho. But something that continues to be a trend is two different things that I do want to point out. One being somewhat of a snow event up here towards the northeast, which could end up being a lake effect issue. Lake effect warnings are already in effect for the snow for today, but about 4 or 5 days out, that is continuing to trend, and I've noticed that as I continue to look at these models. So definitely could see another snow event up towards the northeast as that plays out. And then number two is the possibility of another winter storm that is across portions of the south, and that will move into the southeast. I do want to point out this is over 6 days away, so it's the 14th as I'm making this video. This model run right here is on the 21st, so things could definitely change. Don't take this directly as a forecast. I'm just highlighting this out, that this is a possibility that the models are picking up on. Significant icing and possibly even snow, if this verified, would be possible anywhere from the Carolinas all the way over into portions of eastern Texas. And this would be very impactful for areas that have not seen a winter storm like this in a hot minute. Eventually, towards 22nd, that moves off to the Atlantic, and it kind of clears out then. But really, models are beginning to trend as we get closer towards there being some sort of a winter storm. And I'm here in Kentucky. I would love some winter weather, but right now models aren't trending anywhere too crazy for that, and anything that is being trended to either staying up here in the northeast or down here near the Gulf of Mexico. So definitely something to keep an eye out. Definitely could change. Just something to continue to watch and keep an eye on, and then as things get closer, we can get a direct forecast out. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and choosing Skycast as your go-to weather. My name is Christian. You can also follow me on X right here, open on my computer, at CollinsWX. We are at over 500 followers now, so I do appreciate everybody for dropping a follow. But stay safe. Have a great day. If you're in the cold area, stay weather aware. Could see some impactful snow depending on if models continue to pick that up. If you're in California, stay weather aware. Tune into your authorities and your local National Weather Service office and keep an eye on those fires. With that being said, I'm going to end the video off here. Have a great day. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.